Hello everyone, welcome back again to Sarifki channel. Today we are going to discuss about making phone call message. And the discussions today, the first we have to discuss about the receiving and making a phone call. Second one is taking and leaving a message by phone. Third, spelling names. Fourth, reading phone, fax number. And the last is phone message note. And we discuss one by one. Yeah, in receiving and making a phone call, and I provide you, there are model dialogue created by Mr. Kusarendra with Miss Niken, and try to practice with your friend or with your family's member in your home. Good morning, Zensin Robotics, Agung Kusarendra speaking. What can I do for you? Good morning, Mr. Kusarendra, this is Niken. Hi Niken, how's it going? Pretty good, thanks. How about you? I'm good, thanks. By the way, I'm calling because I need information about Delta projects. Is Mr. Haris around? Okay, please hold the line. I'll check if he is available at the moment. Sure, thanks. And try to practice with your friend and with your family's member in your home. After that, I provide you, there are following questions and you have to answer them. The first question is, what does the receiver say when receiving the phone call? Second, does the caller mention her or his identity? The third, do the caller and receiver know each other well? 4. Why does the caller call? 5. What will the caller do after the phone call? Yeah, and please answer all of them. And there are some rules in receiving a phone call. The first rule is like 1, you have to greet the caller. For example, you are able to say good morning, good afternoon. And the second rule is state your company's name. Example, Zenzin Robotics or Gaoming Software. And the third rule is mention your name. Agung Kusarendra speaking, or it's Andre Wijaya. And the last, for receiving a phone call, offer an assistance. For example, what can I do for you? Or how can I help you? It is the rules in receiving a phone call. Example for the receiving phone calls. Good afternoon, Gabau Constructions. My name is Zed Kulen. What can I do for you? Or, good morning, Glow Storage Corporations. This is Susan Yang. May I help you? Or, good afternoon, Galvia Apparel. Sabrina speaking. How can I help you? And the rules in making a phone call, the first, you have to greet the receiver by saying good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. The second one, please you mention your name or your company's name. Example, this is Niken, or this is Andre Wijaya from Gaoming Software. And the third rule for making a phone call, you are able to say, state your reasons for making a call. For example, by the way, I'm calling because I need information about Delta projects. Or, I'd like to speak to Mrs. Priyanka Suchipto, please. Example, semi-formal phone calls. For example, you are able to say, good morning, John, it's Emma. Or, good afternoon, Mr. Haris, this is Niken. Or, hi Emma, this is Raymond. But when you want to create like a formal phone calls, you are able to use, good morning, this is Zed Kulen of Agabau Constructions. Can I speak to Miss Nadine Everett, please. Or, good afternoon, this is Susan of Dalvia Apparel. I'd like to speak to Mr. Danar, please. Or, good morning, I'm Nadine Everett of Ghost Terrage Corporations. Could you put me through to Mrs. Amanda Posada, please? Okay, there are two examples about the semi-formal phone calls with the formal phone calls. And the last is like you have to use the expressions like taking and leaving a message by phone call. I also provide you two conversations between Mr. Kusrendra with the Mr. Wijaya. And you also have to practice with your friend and with your family's member at your home. Good afternoon, Zensin Robotics, Agung Kusendra speaking. How can I help you? Good afternoon, this is Andre Wijaya from Gauming Software. I'd like to speak to Mrs. Priyanka, please. I'm sorry, sir. She's having a meeting with the clients at the moment. When will she be available? I'm not really sure, sir. Would you like to leave a message? Yes, can you ask her to call me at 839-121487, please? Let me repeat the number. It is 839-121487. Yes, please tell her that I want to discuss the ongoing project. Sure, just to check, it is Mr. Andre Wijaya from Gauming Software. You want to discuss the ongoing project, right? Is there anything else I can help you? No, that's all. Thank you. Bye. You're welcome. Thanks for calling. Bye. This is the conversations between the Kusendra with the Mr. Wijaya, and please you practice with your friend or your family's member. And answer this following question. The first question is, why does the caller make a phone call? Second, who is the person that the caller is looking for? Third, what does the caller do after knowing the person is not available? Four, what is the receiver offering to the caller? And the last, what will the receiver do after ending the phone call? Okay, study the expressions below here. When you want to offer the expressions like can or could I take your message, you are able to respond, would you mind? Could you tell him that I call, please? Or would you like to leave a message? And you are able to respond, yes, could you ask her to call me back, please? But when you want to leave a message, you are able to use the expressions like can I leave a message, or could I leave a message, or can you take my message, or could you take my message? And when you want to respond it, you are able to say, sure, what would you like me to tell him? Or, sure, please hold while I'm getting a pen and paper to write. Okay, and now here I also provide you how to spell the names. This the following international spelling form. For the left side it is like letter, and the right side it is like military and aviation list. Example, A for Alpha, B for Bravo, C Charlie, and so on until Z for Zulu. And how we read phone or fax numbers. Please you study the following international spelling form. For the left side for number here, and in the middle one, it is the correct reading or spelling, and for the right side, it is incorrect reading spelling. Example, for the upper, it is the correct one, 062 54516688 955. You are not able to say 062 54 51 66 88 95 5. So the correct one is 062 545 166 88 955. And for the bottom one, you are able to say 9488 555 85111. You are not able to say 94 88 55 58 and 51 11. It is incorrect. The correct one in the middle one. Okay. Okay. And then I also provide you the dialogue with Mr. Yang and Mr. Kulon. And you also practice with your friend or your family's member in your home. Good morning, Gloucester Ridge Corporation. Susan Yang speaking. May I help you? Good morning, this is Jack Cullen of Gable Constructions. I'd like to speak to Mrs. Nadine Everett, please. I'm sorry, sir. She's away from her desk now. Alright, could I leave a message? Of course. Just a moment, please. I'm preparing a pen and paper. Alright, please go ahead. Can you ask her to send the glass and wood designs of Delta projects to Mr. Posada's email as soon as possible? She wants to check them before the presentation. I'm sorry, I'm afraid I'm not familiar with Mrs. Posada's name. Would you like to spell it for me? Of course. Papa Oscar Sierra Sierra Alpha Delta Alpha. Have you got it? I'm sorry, I get the first name of your company's name. How do you spell it? Sure, Gebau. Golf Echo Bravo Oscar Uniform White. Alright, Sir Gebau Constructions. Is there anything else I can help you with? No, that's all. Thank you. My pleasure. Have a good day. And here one of the message when you want to create like a writing telephone calls. This is provided by, there is a name, sender, day and date, time, message, and the informations. Okay, I think that's all for today. And if it is useful for you all, don't forget you share to others, and see you for the next my lessons. Thank you.